Any video that says, I'm going to show you how to stop stress forever, is a lie. Sorry, Tony Robbins, you can't prime your brain into a stress-free life. Sorry to every guru on YouTube or podcast or social media who's promised you that you'll never feel overwhelmed again. Said no working mom ever. And honestly, this advice about stress-free, never overwhelmed again, 9 times out of 10, it's coming from a man who's never packed lunches, answered 20 emails, juggled a toddler meltdown, and led a team meeting all before 11 a.m. Hey, I'm Dr. Lori Solpizio, and I help working moms excel both personally and professionally. In this video, we're going to talk about how we aren't going to try to eliminate stress and completely get rid of overwhelm, but we're going to learn how to handle it. And so if you're in the phase of life like I am and you've hit the joys of perimenopause, so let's add joint pain, stubborn belly fat that's basically squatting rent-free, random 2 a.m. wake-ups, and the occasional emotional meltdown because someone looked at you weird, let's get real today. You don't need another hack. What you need to do is build your capacity. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Life as a working mom is inherently stressful. There's always a new deadline, a forgotten project, a sick kid, a shift in the work schedule. And if you're living your life thinking that one day things will just get easy, you're setting yourself up for constant disappointment. But here's the thing, stress isn't the enemy. The real problem, we're never caught how to carry it. We're expected to handle it, but we're rarely shown how. So what do we do instead? Well, we try to avoid it, deny it, eliminate it. We shove it down with caffeine or wine or a color-coded calendar and tell ourselves, I'm fine, I'm fine. But avoiding the stress mess means avoiding the message it's trying to send. Because while stress is uncomfortable, it can actually be useful. It's often a signal, it's a cue, a nudge that something in your life needs attention. That you're overloaded, that you've stopped doing what fills you up inside, that your body's tired, that your boundaries are too loose. I mean, stress can be a gift if you know how to listen to it. But if you keep ignoring it, minimizing it, or pretending it's just part of the job so you always live in constant duress, it can turn into something more. Burnout, chronic fatigue, disconnection, resentment. That's why building the skills to handle stress before it gets to that point is everything. Because when you have the tools, you can say, this is hard, but I can handle the hard. And when you can't handle it, that's not failure, that's feedback. It means something deeper needs care, and that's your cue to listen. Okay, so here's the pillars to help you manage, navigate, and deal with your stress. Number 1, build emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is your ability to adapt to challenges, manage strong emotions, and bounce back from adversity without letting it unravel everything else. It's not about being unshakable, it's about knowing how to recover and learn from the shake. Here's what it includes. Adaptability, rolling with change even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Coping, having healthy go-to tools that actually help you deal with the hard as opposed to getting caught up in emotions that yank you away from your centered and grounded self. Recovery, bouncing back after a tough day or a tough month and getting your footing again, listening to your body, your mind, your heart, your gut, giving yourself a chance to recover. Learning and growth, asking, what did this teach me? Instead of just trying to get past it. All of these help build emotional resilience. The idea is that then emotions don't yank you away from being able to react and respond favorably. You're gonna have emotional responses. The emotions aren't the bad thing. Emotions only become a problem when they pull us so far away from the ability to show up in our life and do all the things we need to do and perform at our best. So think of emotional resilience as your ability to feel the emotions, but also show up and do the things you need to do without losing your mind or causing a ton of physical, mental, and emotional stress. Okay, the next one, strengthen your mindset. If you've watched any of my videos, you've heard me say it's all about mindset. A mindset is simply how you think about yourself and the world. It's the lens you use to interpret your experiences. And here's the thing, events are neutral. It's your interpretation that gives them power. Your kid forgetting their lunch? One mindset says, I'm a terrible mom. Another says, this is a learning moment for them and a chance for me to practice grace for myself, for my kiddo who forgot to grab it even when I said it. The whole morning went a little crazy. We're okay. Same event, different mindset. Completely different emotional outcome. Here are some mindsets that are critical for working moms. The first, gratitude. Gratitude is like a flashlight in a dark room. The mess is still there, the stress is still there, but now you can see what's worth focusing on. There was this one morning, again, total disaster. If I spilled coffee, forgot to sign a school form, had a last-minute work meeting I wasn't prepared for, I was spiraling. But I paused, took a breath, and forced myself to name 3 things that were okay in that moment. My kids were healthy. I had an exciting meeting with a potential new client, and my coffee was extra delicious. I realized that I still had time to turn the day around. It didn't fix everything, but it gave me a foothold, and that little bit of gratitude was all I needed. So here's the practice. When stress hits, ask, what's still good right now? What can I be happy about? What can I be grateful for? Say it out loud. Write it on a sticky note. Text it to a friend. Make gratitude a habit. The next mindset critical for working moms is belief in your sense of control. We call this agency. You can't control the weather, but you can control if you go out without an umbrella or the warm clothes or sunscreen. You can control if you go out at all. Believing in your own control doesn't mean controlling everything. It means choosing your response, no matter what the conditions. So the mindset opportunity is, how do I want to show up in this moment? One way to do this is to ask yourself, what's mine to carry right now? What's available to me? And then you can take one small action in that lane, even if it's just taking a breath, shifting your tone, and speaking with a little more kindness. Okay, the next mindset, you could call it a growth mindset, which you've probably heard of. I think of it more like reframing failures and hardships as opportunity. Every challenge is a mental weight. You're not weak because it feels heavy. You're getting stronger by lifting it. This reframes hard things as a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity. So when something goes wrong, you could ask yourself, what muscle am I building right now? Do I need more patience? Do I need more confidence? Do I need more boundaries? More preparation? You can make the hard feel meaningful. And the thing with that is, as you adopt that mindset and start to learn, you'll find you're better able to handle the hard. The hard becomes a little less hard. Those big hard moments become less frequent because you're learning from all the things. One thing I noticed along all this is that it is critical to be able to ask for help. This is a pivotal thing that was a lesson I needed to learn, and I've got a video that talks about 5 great lessons I learned that I wish I would have known when my kids were younger, and I'll link to that in the description if you want to check those out. Now I've got kids that are 23, 20, 18, and 14, and they're all doing amazing, and I've learned a ton and feel like I'm kind of crushing life. My battle is no longer my kids or the work mom stress, but perimenopause. Different story, different video. But check that video out in the description if you want to see the 5 lessons that I learned along the way that I wish I knew when I was just getting into this whole working mom thing. Okay, the next pillar in terms of dealing with stress is learning how to refill your cup. I want you to think of your body like a phone. If it's glitching, what's the first thing you do with your phone? You shut it down and you restart it. Your nervous system works the same way. Things like taking 3 deep, slow breaths, walking outside for 5 minutes, no phone, just the sunshine, the cool air. That does wonders for your physiological reset. Pick a song, put it on, dance in your kitchen. Seriously, yes, pick your favorite song, dance, sing. For me, the music indicates my mood. If I need to feel like a badass and be inspired, I put on Pink. If I need to get out some pent-up energy, I'll put on Tori Amos. These tiny resets bring my nervous system down so that I can rise back up. Another reset is a mental reset. Let your brain off the hook. Your mind is like a browser with 37 tabs open. Sometimes you don't need to close them all, you just need to step away from the screen. Figure out what works for you to give yourself a mental break, and then don't be ashamed or apologize for it. Cue up a show that doesn't require anything from you. Grey's Anatomy? Schitt's Creek reruns, anybody? Whatever allows you to feel like you are off duty. Sometimes a mind dump is a great way. Write everything down that's swirling in your head on paper, let it be messy, let it be judgment, get it all out. Rip it up, crumble it, get rid of it. I love laughter. I love humor. I will play a funny podcast, watch a stand-up clip, listen to stand-up comedy. That gives my mind a break. Figure out what you need to give your mind a mental break and then allow yourself to do it. This is how we refill our cup. We're not getting rid of the stress. We're embracing it, but we're physiologically resetting ourselves and mentally giving ourselves a break. I mean, the stress doesn't disappear, but when we build our emotional resilience, when we strengthen our mindset, and when we learn to refill our cup, we stop drowning in the stress. So if you want to learn how to really live that way, I created Moms Rising. It's a coaching program built for working moms to grow your capacity. And it's full of these exact tools that I teach all of my clients just to live their life better and to manage and navigate the stressors of being a working mom. But I want to tell you, if anybody tells you they can get rid of your stress, shut off that video and run away. You are not going to get rid of your stress. You are not going to live a life free of overwhelm. But what we can do is figure out how to navigate it, how to manage it, and how to then get ourselves out of it, back into a place where we feel peaceful, harmonious, happy, all the things. One of the things that I love is the saying that this too shall pass. The good times, they'll pass. The hard times, they'll pass. It's easier to exist in the happy, good times. It's not as easy in the hard times. So develop your capacity to handle your stress, handle your overwhelm. Hope this video helps. If you got questions, you want to see a particular topic, put it in the comments. If you've got another tip or tool for working moms about how you deal with your stress and how you manage it, put it in the comments. We are a community. None of us are going through it alone. I know your time is the most valuable and precious thing. I'm so grateful you shared it with me. I'll see you next time.